Hello there, Dylan. How are you
right.
getting on with your final major project this week?
Pretty good, yeah.
That's good. Yeah, well, what are you working on specifically?
Moving into editing now.
Alright, that's what you've got yours in the bag.
Yeah, it's wrapped, yeah.
How long do you think your running time is this year?
So,
So it's over 50 minutes last year, wasn't it?
something like it. I think less this year, definitely.
Well, half an hour or is it more than that?
Yeah, I think they're sort of sitting around like sort of... I don't know, because it's only just started editing, but the script is like 35 pages long.
30,
so
that'd be about 35 minutes.
35 minutes, yeah. That's what I'm aiming for, yeah.
Okay, well that's plenty. It's very ambitious. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So what? I was going to ask you about pre-production, but you've totally finished your pre-production, so I'll just only through that. So
That's a distant memory now.
that's what I mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
you've finished. Have you totally finished production, or apart from any pickup shots you might need?
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty sure there is like one scene we've run into issues with, but we're going to try and dub it. But if not, then we will go in to reshoot that, definitely.
Because you've shot it nice and early, you have the time to be.
Yeah. I've like plenty of time to go back and do that, no problem. Yeah,
So
and I can just move on and like
like
edit like more of the film if that's like being too much of a hindrance. If it's like I need to push on, then I can just edit. I know there's like plenty more footage that's good and usable.
Yes.
As well as the sound.
We'll
so
continue on with your edit.
Yeah.
You're well experienced with it in this stage, so just continue on with your edit,
Yeah.
and then if you have time or whatever, then to go for those wee pickup shots. I mean, you'll have time to do that.
Yeah.
Finish it off. Okay, so how is that editing progressing, and when do you feel that you'll have that part completed?
The editing has been okay so far. Got about 10 minutes, 2 scenes that I'm completely happy with, put together. Ran into a wee hiccup last night, but it hasn't been a prevalent issue. It's just something that I've had for a day.
What was that, if you don't mind me asking?
It is sort of the amount of different takes of that same shot.
Oh, you've got all Kubrick, have you?
There's so much to go through that it's like I don't know which one I like best. But then there's also different takes of the audio that I prefer that don't line up with the visual.
Well, you do what the director of That American Psycho did, and take different parts from different scenes.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing, but that's just a lot of pulling, cutting, splicing, so that will sort of take a little bit.
Editing takes a long time, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
that's kind of
so like I'm expecting that will definitely like finish like sort of halfway through May, definitely sort of around when we're gonna be finishing up. I think that's when that'll be finishing.
Well ahead, you've got plenty of time to make those.
Yeah, I'm not too worried at the minute, like, you know.
That's great. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. If you did it last year, you'll be grand. So what's the next thing you're going to be working on, and how are you going to document it?
Next thing I'll be working on, well, that'll be doing the write-ups for everything, so sort of documenting everything, putting that on the website, and then that's there to present. Also, today I am posting a teaser trailer onto YouTube, which I've edited.
Oh, great. Okay.
And then I'm gonna have to look at putting together an official trailer as well, like a more story-driven trailer. This one's just sort of
whets your appetite.
Sort of a couple of shots gives you an idea of what's maybe going on, but then the next one will be like full on. Okay, here's sort of a basic breakdown of what this plot line is. Yeah.
It's a bit like a Continental trailer. It's got to give you a few whet your appetite for it, but no plot really.
That's just a teaser.
Yeah,
that's just a teaser. Yeah, that's just showing you footage. Like, yeah, but there'll probably be another one like later on that's going to sort of tell you, okay, what's the storyline of. Yeah.
Okay, so kind of touched on this already done, but I'll ask you a question. So what practical skills have you employed this week, and which ones are you developing in the future?
Practical skills would be being confident enough to direct, so like sort of the leadership skills, the confidence skills, the
takes a lot of experience, that doesn't it?
Yeah.
People are highly strung.
Being able to have those qualities to complete the principal production of a film, which has now been applied. Also,
and to motivate your players to give their best performance in a way that you're informing and assisting them as opposed to dictating to them. It's a whole everybody reacts
plus acting as well. I'm acting in this, so
you're taking a lot on then. So.
Yeah. As usual.
Well, somebody's got to do the work, isn't it?
No worries.
All right. So So what technical skills have you employed this week, and which ones
definitely way more editing skills this time. Like sort of learning the sort of knowing the editing software I'm using.
Because you're up more after that. Because last year's production was about 15 minutes, so you should be quite reasonably proficient at this stage.
Oh, yeah. I did run into a hiccup, but I stepped back from it, mulled on it, and I've got a couple of solutions that just popped into my head of, okay, here's how I can fix this. So that's why I'm now then using practical skills, communication skills, to contact the other actor present in the scene, asking him for a wild track of that scene.
Yep.
So then I can, there's a nice bit of fresh audio that I can then sync up. Because if we don't have an audio take that's good to sync up with that, I can just go and source that from myself and from him. And
dub it sort of
then,
thing.
Dub it, and then a lot of just sort of splicing, cutting like millimeters of the timeline.
Well, that's what
match it up exactly, and then
it's kind of actually fun, kind of, and also that you'd mentioned that before.
It's fun when it turns out good.
Exactly, and it's also I just because you'd mentioned about that before a second ago off camera. I just wanted to encourage you on that whole thing of stepping back from it, and what's actually happening there is your subconscious. It's like whenever somebody asks you a question, it's like who's in the movie, and you can't remember. You walk down the street, and then maybe come just
that's how I deal with problems. If it's like annoying me too much, I'll just leave it alone, and then I know like my head will like come to a natural conclusion on it. I'd be like, oh, here you can do that actually, and I'd be like, oh well,
just come to you.
Go back to it.
You don't need it consciously.
And then I'm like, oh, that was never a problem to begin with.
Exactly.
I just sort of tripped over myself.
Exactly. That's all. It's a wee bit. Here a good way to describe it would be your conscious mind is like a laser, say if it's a dark night or whatever. Your conscious mind is like a laser pointer sort of thing, and wherever it concentrates on is very highly illuminated, but it doesn't really show anything else. But your subconscious in the mind is like it's like a dark night, but it's moonlit. It kind of sees everything, but it's not. You can't see it in color, and it's not great detail sort of thing. So it's like a good way of describing the difference between the two things. So you just leave it, and it'll come up with answers. Is the best way around stressing out. Have you still do any work with other students, and if so, how are you going to help one another?
I'm actually going out for a test shoot later today with Ethan.
His first year,
his first year, so, and if I'm able to, I'm going to help out with that production, seeing as Ethan was a great help on mine.
Well, had Josh said maybe about something? There's first year Josh?
I haven't been contacted by him.
Maybe
he hasn't reached out.
Maybe I'm thinking about maybe he was talking about Ethan sort of thing. So I'll check if he was saying to you.
He'd spoken to me about like possibly doing something like earlier in the year, but I haven't been followed up on it. So
what might have happened in his case, just to speak for Josh, would be he had intended. Remember last year we had the chat with the performing arts folks, and he decided not to go with them. And Josh had been relying on the performing arts one, but then they've got some production on and wouldn't be available till the middle of May. But that's no good, obviously. It's too late. It's too late for us. Exactly. You understand right away. So he may be in contact. I'll let you decide, sort of thing. He'll be in later on, so maybe I'll get him to have it. I think he's in later on. Oh, that might be tomorrow. In any case, I'll check it if he needs you or not. Okay, but that's your decision.
We'll see.
Okay, and then just to finish off, is there anything you're unsure of or would like me to clarify for you?
No, I'm all right. I mean, I may come to ask for some assistance on editing because it is not my strongest suit. Definitely, even after last year, it's still not as proficient as I'd like it to be. So I probably will come for a bit of assistance, but right now I think I'm okay.
Well, what I'll do is I'm going to spend some time with David at the back here just to kind of go through those clip-on mics sort of thing. And that was something I was just asking you. You'd signed out the clip-on mics. Had those clip-on mics been signed back in and then re-signed out to David, or did you just Oh, that's right. That was done. Okay, that's right. Just for stocking, you could remember if I.
No, you're all right.
Okay, that's good. Okay, anything else? For anything else?
No, I'm all right.
That's you. No problem. Thanks, Dylan. Okay, cheers.